This wasn't just a fight, it was a symphony of smashing with massive consequences for the entire monsterverse. We're about to break down the absolutely epic final battle between Godzilla, Kong, the Skar King, and Shimo. We'll be analyzing every single punch, blast, and hidden detail you might have missed in the throwdown that completely flipped the monsterverse power dynamic. So, here's the setup. The fearsome Skar King, an ancient ape tyrant, has clawed his way out of a hidden kingdom deep within Hollow Earth. His goal is as simple as it is terrifying. Conquer the surface world and kick off a brand new ice age. To do it, he's got an enslaved secret weapon, the ancient titan Shimo. With their backs against the wall, Godzilla and Kong, two legendary rivals, have to team up to stop him. The final battle erupts in Rio de Janeiro, and the fate of our world is on the line. After a wild zero-gravity brawl in Hollow Earth, the fight spills onto the streets of Rio. Skar King, dripping with arrogance, immediately has Shimo fire a frostbite blast into the sky, creating sun-blocking clouds to start his new ice age. This guy isn't just a brute. He's a full-blown dictator with a plan. Right out of the gate, we see how our heroes are working together. Kong, rocking the new BEA's T-glove from Monarch, is fired up for a rematch after an earlier beatdown. And Godzilla? He's supercharged from absorbing the energy of another titan, which turned his dorsal fins a menacing magenta. And he's here to remind everyone who the Alpha is. The teamwork is instant. They launch a coordinated attack, and a haymaker from Kong is so powerful, it sends one of Skar King's teeth flying, which gets a smug little smile out of the great ape. This first clash does more than just look cool. It shows us that while Skar King is a slick and seasoned fighter, he's completely dependent on his heavy hitter. Godzilla and Kang, meanwhile, are actually combining their strengths to face a threat that neither of them could handle alone. The choreography here is just fantastic. Skar King is way more agile than Kang, using his whip made from another titan's spine to keep Kang off balance. Meanwhile, Godzilla is in a raw power struggle with Shimo, a titan so massive, she actually dwarfs Godzilla himself. Skar King forces Shimo to blast her ice breath at Godzilla, and we see the king of the monsters frozen completely solid for a moment. Thankfully, Mothra jumps in, giving Godzilla the chance to shatter the ice and get back in the fight. This really highlights the biggest problem for our heroes, Shimo. She's the weapon of mass destruction in this battle. The crystal at the end of Skar King's whip causes her excruciating pain, forcing her to obey his every command. Her ice power is the same weapon he used to enslave his enemies and now plans to unleash on the entire planet. It makes her a tragic figure in all this, a powerful being robbed of her free will, not a true villain. We see Kang using his surroundings like a street fighter, while Godzilla is basically a walking nuclear reactor, letting loose with his evolved atomic breath. But Skar King proves he's a clever tactician, constantly ordering Shimo to focus on Godzilla, because he knows that taking the big guy out is his only real path to victory. Speaking of strategy, if you're enjoying this breakdown of Titan tactics, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more Monsterverse analysis. We have a lot more to cover. The real turning point in this fight doesn't come from a king, but from the smallest titan on the field, the young ape, Suko. While the giants are clashing, Godzilla manages to shatter Skar King's whip, sending the glowing control crystal flying. And Suko, who earlier bonded with Kong, makes what is probably the single most important move of the entire battle. He grabs Kong's axe and, with one heroic leap, smashes the crystal to bits. The second it breaks, Shimo is finally free. The painful psychic link is gone, and for the first time in ages, she's in control of her own destiny. Her rampage was never her choice, and with her first moment of freedom, she chooses payback. Now liberated, Shimo immediately turns on her former master. She unleashes a full-force ice blast, freezing Skar King solid from head to toe. He's left completely helpless, a frozen monument to his own cruelty. This gives Kong the perfect opening, with one final brutal show of force. Kang grabs the frozen Skar King and smashes him into a million pieces. It's a definitive and crushing end to his tyrannical reign. The threat wasn't just stopped by one king, but by a team effort. With the world saved, the new power structure is clear. Godzilla, his turf once again secure, heads back to the Colosseum in Rome for a well-deserved nap. And Kong, along with Suko and the now-free Shimo, returns to Hollow Earth not just as a resident, but as a true king, ready to rule with compassion instead of fear. The final battle in Rio was so much more than just a city-smashing slugfest. It was a story about revenge, liberation, and unlikely alliances. It cemented Kang's place as the king of Hollow Earth and reminded us that Godzilla is the ultimate guardian of the surface. But most importantly, it left us with a new, powerful player on the board, the now-free Shimo. So what do you think this means for the future? Will Shimo stay an ally? She become a threat on her own? And with Skar King out of the picture? What other nightmares are waiting to crawl out from the depths of Hollow Earth? Let me know all your theories down in the comments. What did you think of this epic showdown?